Let's be honest, when you think of Jack Whitehall, what comes to mind? Is it the posh, lovable, slightly disastrous toff from Fresh Meat? Or the hopelessly hapless teacher Alfie Wickers from Bad Education, who always seemed one bad decision away from total chaos? For years, that's been his brand, the goofy, charming, quintessentially British comedian we all felt we knew. Well, throw that image out the window. The Jack Whitehall of old is taking a backseat. At 37, the actor and comedian is stepping into a chapter so different, so dark, and so daring, it's impossible to look away. He's embracing his dark side as a truly chilling villain in a new psychological thriller. But this on-screen transformation is only half the story. Off-screen, he's tackling his biggest and most profound roles yet, devoted fiancé to his incredible partner, Roxy Horner, and doting dad to their beautiful baby daughter, Elsie. In an exclusive and wonderfully candid chat with Hello, Jack opened up about this massive life shift, the challenges of playing a monster, and the one surreal moment where his dark new role collided with his new life as a father in the most awkward way imaginable. From class clown to chilling villain, Jack's new project is Malice, a 6-part psychological thriller on Prime Video that is worlds away from anything we've seen him do. He stars opposite heavy hitters like The X-Files' David Duchovny and Game of Thrones' Carice Van Houten. And his character? Oh, he's not just a bit bad, he's a monster. Jack plays Adam, a charismatic and deeply psychotic tutor, a Manny, who charms his way into the lives of a wealthy family on a sun-drenched Greek holiday. But beneath the charm is a cold, calculating plan to secretly plot their downfall. It's dark, it's vengeful, and for Jack, it was exactly what he needed. I've honestly been looking for the opportunity to do something like this and to get out of my lane and try something that's a little bit more challenging, he shared. You don't want to just be playing the same part over and over again. After nearly 15 years of playing the dim-witted toff, and even after breaking Hollywood in blockbusters like Jungle Cruise and Clifford the Big Red Dog, he was ready to prove he was more than just the funny guy. But it's one thing to want a challenge. It's another to live in that darkness and then come home to your family. The biggest role of his life, I'm excited for the next chapter. While Malice might be his most challenging acting role, it's not even close to the biggest new role in his life. That title belongs to Dad. In September 2023, he and his fiancée, model Roxy Horner, 34, welcomed their daughter, Elsie. Suddenly, the world shifted on its axis. The couple, who live in a beautifully converted pub in Notting Hill, are now deep in the wonderful chaos of parenting and planning a wedding for 2026. You can hear the change in his voice when he talks about it. This isn't the Jack Whitehall delivering a punchline. This is a man truly, deeply in love with his new life. Parenting is a new challenge and getting married is very exciting, Jack said, beaming. I'm excited for the next chapter. He is loving being a dad, and the wedding plans are already underway. Roxy even shared earlier this year that little Elsie will be the flower girl. I want her to be my little double. She'll have to run down the aisle. It's a beautiful picture, which makes the next part of the story even more surreal. When worlds collide, playing a psychotic nanny while hiring a real one. This is where fiction and reality collided in the most wonderfully awkward way. Picture this. Jack was spending his days on set in Richmond in Greece, channeling the mind of a manipulative, vengeful Manny who infiltrates a family. Then, he'd clock off and go home to interview actual nannies for his own daughter, Elsie. You can't make this stuff up. That was a weird process, he recalled with a laugh. Going to work and making this and then interviewing nannies. I was probably asking so many intense questions and talking to them about their childhood, what their relationships with their parents were like, and bringing out the Rorschach psychological test. You have to imagine the scene. These poor nannies, probably expecting a light-hearted chat with a famous comedian, were suddenly being psychoanalyzed. They were like, "Is this really necessary?" Jack joked. "I need to know everything." Beyond the hilarious awkwardness, the role was a heavy burden to carry. It's one thing to play a fool, it's another to embody pure malice. Because the material was much darker, it's hard to be doing some of the unsavory and more villainous aspects of the character, he admitted. Then you've got to wash that off at the end of the day, go home and be a dad and a partner. He reflected on the stark contrast. It was much easier to wrap a day's filming on Clifford the Big Red Dog and do bath time with my daughter. With this, there were definitely a few car journeys home where I had to just decompress a little bit. A new Jack, inside and out. This role didn't just demand a new emotional range, it demanded a new physical presence. I'm used to playing characters that are sort of fools and all quite incompetent, falling over, dropping things and saying the wrong thing, Jack explained. Adam, his malice character, is the opposite. He's competent, he's smooth, he's dangerous. For something like this, I had to be competent to do all of these different things, be physically in good shape, able to dance and flare cocktails, and cook and know about Greek mythology. It was a total transformation. So, has the darkness taken him over? Is he done with comedy? Maybe I could just get typecast as villains now, he joked. But don't worry, the man we love is still in there. I love comedy, and I'm definitely not turning my back on ever doing it again. But it's nice to mix it up, and it's always way more fun to play a villain than a good guy. For now, though, his focus is firmly on his family and the upcoming festive season. His main goal? To finally get a happy picture of Elsie with Santa Claus. We've got photographs of her on Santa's knee, just screaming and absolutely terrified of him. He laughed, a classic, relatable parent moment. I'm hoping this will be the year we finally get the picture of her smiling. From a terrifying Manny to a terrified toddler, Jack Whitehall's new life is a balancing act, and honestly, we can't wait to see what he does next.